I just wanted to point out to you real fast that FaZe is feeling pretty good moving into this game. They are presently 25 points ahead of 17, who is in second. But here's the thing. That lead alone would put them in ninth. Just their lead. That's kind of astounding to think about, and to lead into what the desk was talking about. They're just eating so many points. It's made the entire middle of the pack so freaking close that Destiny can still be grabbed by these teams. They still have a capability.
Yep.
Just a couple of kills can define you getting several more games. And whenever we look through the survival series that's going to be leading into the grand finals next week.
Yeah, absolutely massive logjam. And also one of the points I brought up at the start of the night was the teams that are placed even from 11th to 15th. No team last week in weekly survival from those positions coming in from the previous bottom 16 were able to qualify for the weekly finals, right? They just either didn't get enough games or they just couldn't find rhythm, a whole bunch of different reasons, whereas though, of course, there was quite a lot from the top 10 that were able to then make their way in, get a couple of games, and then find a win. Whether they get first or not, to be completely honest, doesn't really matter. Zest is going to die. There's no question here. He's dead. That's one down for Boundham United. For the Unique fans out there watching, this is the perfect case scenario. You want Boundham United out ASAP so that Unique's points that they need, obviously that they have a bit of an idea as to how many they actually can get. Get over aggressive here. This could backfire for 17. If it does, that would be massive for being United. God Ace just gets shut down by Show. This is a nightmare unfolding for Boundham United. Simon T needed to make his way from school over here and fight. They needed to fight this. They needed to be a little bit more confident to take the fight. Instead, they've basically made it even easier for 17. And Young B will die to Show, pushing him from in the tree line. Like, there's nothing he could do here.
I don't necessarily have a problem with Simon staying out on this one because they don't know where he is.
They need the kills onto AAA as well. Circle, slightly more to the north. PO finds an easy one onto Uren. Eliminated now for Kaijin. But that circle, Matrium, that's basically going to be north of the river. Control over bridges, right? Game home, 17, FaZe. They can make easy rotations up to the north. And they can even push further to the south freely if it does go a southern shift here for phase 3. It doesn't though, and to be expected, it does go north. Kaijins, Enterforce, if they all have good games, you can go from 7th to 11th pretty quickly. Simon T, of course, last one alive for Boundham United. It started so horribly wrong for Boundham, but fortunately Unique find themselves in an even worse position. But for Boundham United, they go from no weekly survival games last week, Matchroom, to just one.
Can make a move of their own, and now FaZe finds themselves in a very bad situation. Multiple angles, they're now being pressed on, and they have to be ridiculously cautious. Throwables now coming down, just rolling down the hill slide. That's going to be Spear that walks up and takes down FaZe Clan, but let's be honest, they're fine.
But his first, second, you would be ecstatic with both of those two positions. 17 Gaming can just honestly treat this game now as a bit of a for fun game. Run around, find kills, see how many you can get. See if you can get that top spot. Because if you fail, that's fine. Doesn't matter. You'll still get second anyway. You maybe don't have as many nades, or you don't have as many smokes, etc. So they've got AAA close by. They've got Archangel Predator close by. Two teams directly below them. Nice spray from PO. Gen G have kind of done the job today without being amazing. PO gets that knock as well. That's 2 down for Game Home very quickly. Only Sylphie and Disgusting alive at the moment. And Gen G making short work of them. They only need a couple more points to really lock up a top place finish for today. And Sonics actually ended up pushing in as well onto Archangel Predator up to the north. Somehow, Tiggleton's killed Mime. Well, knocked him at least. It's the 3rd time this tournament. Twice with the molly, now with a bullet to the back of the head.
So now it's just Sylphie all on his own. It looks like Jinji is just going to opt in trying to pick him up. Now, E36 does have the high ground on top of Jinji, and it's just a fight for looking down the sill side, as it's going to be Star-Lord and the rest of the crew seeing if maybe they can just take down Jinji off of this. That roll down's going to come in, is going to connect right on top of Pio. Now, just 2 members for Jinji looking up and trying to figure out how they want to go. Keep in mind, Sylphie already flanking around through this one, could find an entirely new angle onto Jinji that they might not be expecting. He's coming up back behind it, and it's going to be Star-Lord that finds the final kill onto it, and Jinji goes down, and somehow it's going to be Sylphie for Game Home that out-survived. Angles to keep this a little bit more contained. Keep in mind, Sonics have a little bit of an angle onto this as well, so dual forces combining up against TSM, who now only have 2 members up and still need to move forward. It's just a matter of time, it feels like, before they're going to get picked apart trying to make this approach in.
18 points behind FaZe as it stands for 17. They've got 8 kills and they're not done yet, not slowing down. Now they get the third party onto Oath, who Took a little longer than they would have liked to get rid of TSM. Sonics, of course, have helped out with that. Kickstart also now in the sidelines of them. Sonics have done an amazing job of finding kills now. The nade from Suju lands onto Rello's head. Oath will once the aggressors. They now get eliminated from the game in 11th position.
Just too much yet, but looks like it could be live by the nade, die by the nade as the fadeaway goes on the other side of the tree. Purdy narrowly clinging to life. Molotov ends up just a little bit too short. So utility is being used. A lot of damage being tossed into Purdy's direction, but he's still surviving it. Finally, it's going to be Shrimzy that connects in. TSM does go down, holding into 4th place at the time, but guess what? Now it's going to be Sonics walking into 17's line of sight.
Massive game. This could be it for them. Up to 6 kills, 4 players alive in what is a really unhealthy lobby. If you look at that leaderboard, look at how many solos there are. Kaiser, Archangel Predator, KPI all have solo players here. Mine, you can't be going down here. The nade from Emmy, the solo behind the tree, gets the flush. Now Sonic's down to 3 players. Suju from behind gets the kill. This is where 17 can now collapse onto Sonic.
Finding some angles into 17 as they're coming in just a little bit too aggressive. 17 has to be careful with it. Finally, Sonics does go down, and the kills now feeding over into 17 yet again.
Fury to somehow at least have 1 player up. Ronan, he's, I think, on fire. No, he's able to heal and might get that revive.
17 coming up right back behind this Fury fight with so many wounded people. That could be an easy pickup for more kills, and they realize it. Show now starting to crest the hillside. Molotov's going to start connecting. 17 still roaming through, spotting out E36.
Oh my God.
And they don't care about smokes. They're just walking through anything that's happening around them. They realize they can get as many kills as possible, and they are just absolutely dominating everything that moves around them. This circle isn't even around here. They don't even care. They're just hunting down every single option that's moving around them. Wakikamuktao tries to put up a fight, but now 20 kills for 17 Gaming.
20! This will be the most kills in a win for bottom 16 at PGC. This will be top spot. Show and 17 Gaming putting on a clinic at the moment. Only 2 solos remain. They have the numbers, they have the position, they have everything to win this game and take top spot away from FaZe. What a performance, 21 kills. FaZe probably won't be too dismayed. 2nd place is still amazing going into the weekly survival match stream, but what an absolute performance from 17 Gaming.
22.
Show though knocked down.
Last one left. This was an uphill battle, and it was just absolutely absurd for them to try to pull this off. But somehow they are managing to do it. UP is going for the spray in, tries to get it. Oh, he takes him down at the end. I should get the win. What?